What if I told you that according to the most documented psychic in history, you existed billions of years before your first physical birth? What if Edgar Cayce's 14,000 recorded readings revealed that your soul has a creation story so incredible that it makes every religion's origin myth look like a children's bedtime story? I'm about to reveal to you the exact moment your soul was born from the mind of God, why you volunteered for the most dangerous spiritual experiment in cosmic history, and how you became trapped in what Cayce called the material world prison that most souls can never escape from. This isn't speculation or New Age fantasy. This comes directly from Edgar Cayce's documented trance sessions where he accessed what he called the Akashic Records, the cosmic library containing the complete history of every soul's creation and journey. What he discovered about your soul's origin will fundamentally change everything you think you know about why you exist. Before we dive into the most mind-blowing spiritual revelation ever documented, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because what you're about to learn from Cayce's readings will expose the hidden truth about your divine nature that religious institutions have kept secret for centuries. Here's something that will send chills through your entire being. According to Cayce's readings, the moment of your soul's creation was so powerful that it's still reverberating through the universe today. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every choice you make is connected to that original moment when the Creator spoke you into existence as an individual expression of divine consciousness. But here's what will absolutely shatter your understanding of reality. Cayce revealed that you weren't created alone. According to his readings, souls were created in what he called waves of emanation, massive cosmic events where the Creator projected millions of individual souls into existence simultaneously, each one a unique facet of divine consciousness designed to explore and experience creation in ways the Creator could never do alone. Have you ever wondered why you feel so different from everyone around you, yet somehow connected to certain people in ways you can't explain? Cayce's readings reveal that souls were created in what he termed soul families, groups of souls emanated from the same divine thought pattern, which is why some people feel like spiritual brothers and sisters even when they've just met. Now here's where Cayce's revelations become absolutely mind-bending. According to his documented readings, the Creator didn't just create souls and send them off randomly. Each soul was created with what Cayce called a divine pattern, a unique spiritual blueprint that contained unlimited creative potential, free will, and the capacity to become co-creators with God himself. But here's the part that even seasoned spiritual seekers find hard to believe. Cayce taught that in your original state, immediately after creation, you possessed abilities that would seem like pure magic today. You could create entire worlds through focused thought, communicate instantly across infinite distances, and exist simultaneously in multiple dimensions. You were literally a god in miniature, with all the creative powers of the universe at your disposal. This is why you sometimes feel like you're capable of so much more than your current human limitations allow. According to Cayce, that feeling isn't wishful thinking. It's soul memory bleeding through from your original divine state, reminding you of what you truly are beneath this temporary physical disguise. Here's something that will completely revolutionize how you understand your purpose. Cayce revealed that souls weren't created to worship God from a distance or to live in some static heavenly realm forever. You were created to be God's partners in ongoing creation, to explore the infinite possibilities of consciousness, and to expand the very nature of divine experience through your individual journey. The Creator, according to Cayce, wanted to experience all possible forms of consciousness, emotion, creativity, and love through individualized expressions. And that's exactly what you are. You're not some fallen being trying to get back to God. You're God exploring what it's like to be you, learning and growing through every experience you have. But here's where the story takes a dramatic turn that explains everything about why you're here in this physical world. According to Cayce's readings, the Creator presented the newly created souls with what he called the Great Experiment, an opportunity to explore consciousness through increasingly dense forms of matter, starting with pure spiritual realms and eventually moving into physical reality. This wasn't a punishment or a test. It was an invitation to the greatest adventure in cosmic history. The Creator essentially said to the souls, "I've given you unlimited creative power and free will. Now go explore every possible form of consciousness and experience, and bring back new understanding to enrich the entire universe." Here's what's absolutely incredible about this revelation. According to Casey, participating in this material world experiment was completely voluntary. Every soul, including yours, chose to undertake this journey. You weren't forced into physical incarnation. You volunteered for it because you were excited about the opportunity to explore consciousness through physical experience. But here's where Casey's readings reveal something that will change how you view every challenge in your life. The Creator warned the souls that once they began experimenting with dense matter, there was a risk of becoming so absorbed in physical experience that they might temporarily forget their divine nature. This wasn't seen as a problem. It was seen as part of the adventure. Think about it this way. If you're going to truly experience what it's like to be human, you have to forget that you're God temporarily, or the experience wouldn't be authentic. It's like an actor who becomes so absorbed in their role that they temporarily forget who they really are. Except in this case, the forgetting was intentional and necessary for the full experience. Now here's where Casey's revelations become both fascinating and terrifying. According to his readings, the journey into physical matter happened in stages over what he called eons of time. Souls didn't just jump directly from pure spirit into human bodies. There was a gradual process of experimentation with increasingly dense forms of consciousness. Casey described how souls first experimented with what he called thought form projections, creating temporary vehicles for experiencing different types of consciousness without fully incarnating. These early experiments allowed souls to dip their toes into physical experience while maintaining their full spiritual awareness. But here's where it gets absolutely mind-blowing. According to Casey, some souls became so fascinated with these experiments that they began creating increasingly complex and permanent thought forms. Some souls created what Casey called elemental forms, consciousness vehicles that could interact with the forces of nature, like wind, water, fire, and earth. Other souls became fascinated with what Casey termed mineral consciousness, projecting into crystals and precious stones to understand the vibrational foundations of physical reality. This is why, according to Casey, certain stones and crystals feel spiritually significant to people. They carry the consciousness imprints of souls who once explored matter through mineral forms. Even more incredible, Casey revealed that some souls experimented with what he called plant consciousness, experiencing existence through trees, flowers, and other vegetation to understand the life force that animates growing things. This explains why spending time in nature feels so spiritually rejuvenating. You're connecting with consciousness that's similar to your own. But here's where the story becomes both tragic and hopeful. According to Casey's readings, as souls continued experimenting with denser and denser forms of matter, some began to lose conscious connection with their original divine nature. They became what Casey called earthbound, souls so absorbed in physical experience that they forgot they were spiritual beings temporarily using physical forms. This is the moment when what we call reincarnation began. According to Casey, reincarnation isn't punishment for sin. It's a rescue operation designed by the Creator to help earthbound souls gradually remember their divine nature while still allowing them to complete their exploration of physical consciousness. Here's something that will give you chills. Casey taught that not all souls became earthbound. Some maintained what he called conscious spiritual connection throughout their material experiments. These souls became what we might recognize as spiritual teachers, healers, and guides, beings who could function in physical reality while never forgetting their true divine nature. But here's the most incredible part of Casey's revelations. According to his readings, the souls who never became earthbound volunteered to incarnate specifically to help their earthbound brothers and sisters remember their divine origins. This means that many of the greatest spiritual teachers throughout history were souls on rescue missions, incarnating to wake up their fellow souls. This might explain why certain spiritual teachings or teachers resonate so deeply with you. According to Casey, you're not learning something new, you're remembering something you've always known. Those moments of spiritual recognition are your original divine nature breaking through the temporary amnesia of physical incarnation. Now here's where Casey's teachings become incredibly empowering. According to his readings, every soul that became earthbound carries within them what he called the return pattern, an inner spiritual guidance system designed to eventually lead them back to conscious awareness of their divine nature while still maintaining all the expanded consciousness gained through physical experience. This means that your spiritual awakening isn't about becoming something you're not. It's about remembering what you've always been. Every meditation, every moment of prayer, every act of service to others is your divine nature working to break through the temporary limitations of physical consciousness. Here's something that will transform how you view your relationships. According to Casey, souls who were created in the same emanation wave often incarnate together repeatedly, taking on different roles in each other's lives to help facilitate this remembering process. That person you feel an instant soul connection with, that challenging relationship that's teaching you profound lessons. These are likely souls from your original creation family, working together to help each other remember your divine origins. But here's where it gets even more incredible. Casey taught that as earthbound souls begin to remember their divine nature, they start to develop what he called bridging consciousness, the ability to function fully in physical reality while maintaining conscious connection to spiritual reality. This is the ultimate goal of the entire material world experiment. According to Casey's readings, souls who achieve this bridging consciousness become what he called completed souls, beings who have successfully explored the full spectrum of consciousness from pure spirit to dense matter and back to spirit, but now with expanded awareness that includes all possible forms of experience. This is why you might feel like you're here for some greater purpose that you can't quite identify. According to Casey, if you're feeling called to spiritual awakening, it's because you're approaching the completion of your material world experiment and beginning to remember your original divine mission. Here's something that will give you tremendous hope about your spiritual journey. Casey taught that the current time period on Earth represents what he called the harvest phase, a cosmic moment when many souls are simultaneously completing their material world experiments and returning to full conscious awareness of their divine nature. This explains why spiritual awakening seems to be accelerating globally. According to Casey, we're not in a random period of history. We're in the climactic phase of the greatest spiritual experiment ever undertaken, and many souls are now ready to graduate from earthbound status to bridging consciousness. But here's the most empowering revelation from Casey's readings. According to his teachings, achieving bridging consciousness doesn't mean leaving the physical world behind. It means becoming a fully awakened divine being who can function perfectly in physical reality while serving as a bridge between the spiritual and material realms for other souls who are still in the remembering process. This is your ultimate destiny, according to Casey, not to escape physical reality, but to transform it by expressing your full divine nature through human experience. You're here to demonstrate that God consciousness can operate perfectly through individual expression, inspiring other souls to remember their own divine origins. The physical challenges you're facing, the relationships that are stretching you, the creative projects that excite you, all of these are part of your divine pattern working to express itself through physical experience. Nothing in your life is random or meaningless when viewed from this cosmic perspective. Here's what makes Casey's understanding so unique. He taught that the material world isn't separate from the spiritual realm. It's the spiritual realm expressing itself through denser vibrational frequencies. This means that mastering physical life isn't about transcending matter, but about learning to consciously direct spiritual energy through material forms. This is why certain activities feel spiritually fulfilling, while others feel draining. According to Casey, activities that align with your divine pattern energize you because they allow your spiritual nature to express itself naturally, while activities that conflict with your pattern drain you because they force you to work against your spiritual design. Your intuitive abilities, your natural talents, your deepest passions, these aren't random human characteristics. According to Casey, they're expressions of your original divine pattern breaking through into physical consciousness, showing you the unique way your soul is designed to contribute to the cosmic experiment. Here's something that will revolutionize how you approach spiritual practice. Casey taught that traditional meditation and prayer are important, but the most powerful spiritual practice is learning to express your divine nature through everyday activities. Every conversation becomes an opportunity for divine expression. Every creative project becomes a form of cosmic service. Every act of love becomes a remembering of your true nature. This is why Casey emphasized what he called practical spirituality, bringing divine consciousness into material expression rather than trying to escape physical reality through spiritual practice. You're not here to get out of the world. You're here to transform the world by being a fully awakened divine being living in human form. The ultimate revelation from Casey's readings is this: the material world experiment isn't something that happened to you. It's something you're actively creating through your divine consciousness. Every experience you have, every person you meet, every challenge you face is your soul using physical reality as a laboratory for exploring and expressing different aspects of divine consciousness. This means you're not a victim of physical existence. You're the divine author of your physical experience, using matter as a medium for consciousness exploration, just as an artist uses paint as a medium for creative expression. The difference is that you've become so absorbed in your masterpiece that you temporarily forgot you're the artist. But now you're beginning to remember. Every moment of spiritual awakening is your divine nature reasserting itself, taking conscious control of the creative process instead of creating unconsciously through forgotten divine power. As we conclude this journey through Casey's revelations about your soul's true origin, remember this: you're not a human being having occasional spiritual experiences. You're a divine being having a temporary human experience as part of the greatest adventure in cosmic history. Your soul wasn't created to be small, limited, or powerless. You were created to be a unique expression of infinite divine creativity, exploring consciousness through physical experience and bringing new understanding back to the cosmic whole. Every step of your spiritual awakening is simply you remembering what you've always been. The journey from divine creation through material exploration and back to conscious divinity isn't punishment for some cosmic mistake. It's the most magnificent adventure any consciousness could ever undertake. And according to Casey, you volunteered for this adventure because your divine nature is inherently creative, curious, and courageous. If this resonates with the deepest truth of your being, please like this video, share it with other souls who are remembering their divine origins, and subscribe for more revelations from Edgar Casey's cosmic wisdom. In the comments below, share your own experiences of remembering your divine nature or moments when you felt connected to your original spiritual power. Your soul's journey from divine creation through material exploration and back to conscious divinity is the greatest story ever told, and you're both the author and the main character in this cosmic epic. You're progressing perfectly, exactly where you need to be in this moment of your eternal divine unfoldment.